Hello indie game fans, it is the calm before the storm since we have a small week of releases both in the indie and AAA spaces before things start to pick up next week, but as always, here are some games that I think might be of interest in this edition of Indie Gaming this week. Let's begin with Bones Café, a co-op title where you are running a cafe, having the full freedom to customize the layout in order to maximize efficiency. There are plenty of upgrades and secrets, as well as a darker twist to the entire thing since you're playing as skeletons, being able to summon undead minions for example. You also appear to be able to murder your customers to be used as special ingredients in your recipes, and even have co-op support for up to 4 players. As such, it's a clever twist on the overcooked formula, having a pixel art look which I love, making this a title of interest.
Welcome.
A title which is a clever play on words is Hare Apparent, a visual novel choose-your-own adventure title, where the young heirs of the 5 animal kingdoms are sent to participate in an ancient custom.
Wonderful!
My friend!
You need to forge alliances, build rapport, and even lie and backstab the others, since the last one standing wins the crown, looking like a cleverly made title with a colour palette that stands out.
So be it.
There have been many puzzle platformers over the years, but one that I think looks pretty good is Jumphobia Homeward, a platformer without a jump button, which is why things get interesting. Sure, it's not the first platformer to think of this idea, but in this game, the single-wheeled robot automatically jumps when it reaches the edge of a platform, which means you do have to think a little bit and perhaps not take the most direct or obvious path. There does appear to be a variety of environmental objects which adds additional consideration, and even has a built-in level editor, looking like a well-made title. Similarly, Kombinera is not the most unique of ideas since it is a puzzle platformer where you're controlling multiple coloured balls all at the same time, but it does look fairly polished, so I'm giving this a shot. We have quite a number of puzzle games this week, with Split being a first-person title of interest. It has quite an interesting art style with many angular shapes, where the main mechanic is that you're able to create clones of yourself in order to get past the level. The clones are often used to get the attention of enemies and sentry turrets, but does appear to be able to add additional firepower as well, and add to all of this a time manipulation element, and you have something of note. I've heard great things about Demio from 2021, but I've not checked it out since it was VR only, but we have the PC version launching this week, which is of interest.
Descending into the dark dungeons of forgotten memories, the mighty Guardian found himself caught in an ambush. An old but familiar magic, whispering a call to adventure. Compelled by fate, he summoned the old fellowship.
Alright boys, what's the plan of attack here?
We gotta get the key and then we gotta go to the exit.
Alright, I'm gonna try to take out this little spider-looking thing.
Do it, John! Take him out!
Where are we going? Should we go in here? Ooh, a chest. Oh, we got a card. Ooh, nice.
Do I need to save you?
There's a card. You got a card?
Okay, hang on, I got this.
Whoa!
What about this door over here?
I have a feeling this could get ugly. Oh, this guy.
They're killing you, man.
They're taking a beating.
I'm about to die!
We got these clowns. Come on.
We got your back.
Oh, here they come.
I got you, I got you.
Let's do this.
Screep's Arena has one of the most interesting mechanics since it makes you code in real JavaScript in order to play this RTS title, looking like an interesting way to learn.
Your code, your game. Screep's Arena is a multiplayer game for programmers wherein the core mechanic is programming your unit's AI in real JavaScript. Choose an arena and fight other players, even if they're offline. Every defeat and every victory affects your rating. If your code is hardcore, then your game is hardcore. Starts as simple as you want and goes as complicated as you can. Screeps is progressively rewarding. It features 3 different arenas in every season that brings new challenges regularly. Screeps Arena, available now.
Let's kick off the top 3 with Janitor Bleeds, a lo-fi first-person horror title where you end up in an abandoned arcade after you crashed your car. There is a cursed arcade machine named Janitor, which is the source of all of your troubles, with the aesthetic and atmosphere being very well done, so it should be for horror game fans. Chinatown Detective Agency is a gorgeous pixel art point-and-click adventure game that is set in the year 2037 in Singapore, being one of my most anticipated titles, so I absolutely cannot wait for this.
Clientele knocking at my door to solve some interesting cases.
There's nothing quite like the solitude of the gardens.
Meet Rupert Joe, a mysterious and powerful man who is used to getting what he wants, and what he wants is for me to deliver a wayward associate back to him by any means necessary.
I'm here to talk about a potential job.
Next is Tiger Lily. She's rich, she's beautiful, she's generous, and she's definitely hiding something. Tiger Lily hires me for a simple job, to help a friend discreetly offload some valuable goods. But in the Lion City, things are rarely as simple as they seem.
Ms. Dharma, a pleasure to meet you.
Then we have Kiran Iyer, a by-the-books Ministry of Trade and Industry official, gunning to expose the corruption within his sector, and he needs my help to do it. The question is, just how deep does this corruption run, and how far are they willing to go to keep it under wraps? In a place like Singapore, where every shadow hides a secret, the only thing standing between the city and chaos is me, Amira Dharma. Gather your wit and moxie, and join me to solve the mysteries of Chinatown Detective Agency.
A strategy series that has slowly been gaining momentum over the past couple of years is Circle Empires from developer Luminous, with the original RTS title in 2018, a more multiplayer-focused entry, Circle Empires Rivals in 2020, and now Circle Empires Tactics in 2022. However, instead of what you might be expecting for this to be like Advance Wars or XCOM, this still has you amassing armies and clashing in battle, but where you input commands in a turn-based phase, but then the action resolves simultaneously with your opponent in real time. As such, there's more strategizing with game theory involved as you try to outthink your opponent, looking excellent as well, taking the number 1 spot. For more traditional turn-based tactics titles, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.